in today's video I'm going to continue with my instruction on mixed voice. I was going to delve really deeply into vowel modification in this video, explaining the acoustical reasons why we need to modify our vowels and getting into the specific modifications for each vowel, but I think what I want to do instead is give you some quick and general rules for modifying for a mixed sound, and then save the details for a video devoted to just vowel modification in which I can spend more time with it. Now just briefly, we modify our vowels in order to make them more compatible with the pitches that we're singing. That is to make them easier to sing and to stabilize our resonance so that the voice doesn't break and so that it operates more efficiently. Even though I'm going to say this in that future video on vowel modification, I'll say it here now too. There is no one correct way of modifying our vowels. How we modify our vowels depends entirely on our aesthetic goals, and those goals may differ from singer to singer depending on their own individual timbres, the unique dimensions of their instruments, and the styles in which they sing. And the same singer may modify his or her vowels in different ways from song to song, and even from vocal phrase to vocal phrase. That being said, there are a couple general directions in which we could modify our vowels in order to navigate this mixed part of our range. These different directions are going to yield different colors in our voices. I kind of explored this indirectly in part 2. And one way is to narrow or darken our vowels, as when we sing those low larynx dark dopey exercises. Now we don't allow the vowel to spread much or the larynx to rise much. To get this warmer, darker sound, we're going to progressively shade as many of our vowels in the vocal phrase as possible toward as in but, or as in not. Now this might give you a sound something like ba 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 ba. He was never mine to lose. Why regret what cannot be? Now, of course, I'm exaggerating the darkness here a little bit for my voice, and you can hear that I'm adding some sob quality to give it some more emotion and color. We can try something else like ba 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 ba. Next time I'll be braver, I'll be my own savior. Now again, I'm exaggerating this darkness a little bit here for demonstration purposes, but you get the idea. I'm shading as many vowels as possible toward the B sound that I've been training on in the exercises. And have high first formants, so modifying toward them can help us delay this shift into CT or head voice dominant coordination as we move up the scale so that we can safely extend our chest mix range. But they're also inherently warmer in quality. You'll probably find that these modifications also work best for the back vowel series, o, and even oo, but we can still color our front vowels with some of this quality. We keep that neutral warm vowel shape in the throat while forming the front vowel in the mouth. This will also help achieve a horizontal equalization of our vowel series. If we want some brightness or brassiness in our sound, we'll want to modify our vowels more in the direction of as in cat. Like and has a very high first formant frequency, but it's brighter, and some singers find it easier to keep raising the first formant when they use this approach because lends itself especially well to a divergent or megaphone resonator track shape, which is especially useful for belting Broadway style. Modifying to and spreading or opening the vowel more helps us get a brighter, twangier sound. So let's go back to those exercises that we sang earlier on that dark B sound, but this time we're going to sing them with a bright open Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Or na 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 na. Now this might give you something more like what you'd hear in contemporary musical theater style, and you'll probably find that this is how you tend to intuitively or naturally modify the vowels in the front vowel series, I, and A. But if you're wanting to keep your phrases a bit warmer or darker, or to keep the front vowels from becoming overly bright or shrill, especially in the upper range, you should probably keep a little bit of that shading in these front vowels. So let's use the same two song phrases again and shade as many of the vowels in them toward instead so that you can hear how it colors the phrases differently. Na 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 Na, 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 na. He was never mine to lose. Why regret what cannot be? Or na 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 na. Next time I'll be braver, I'll be my own savior. Next time I'll be braver, I'll be my own savior. So you can hear the difference, right? Next time I'll be braver versus next time I'll be braver. You can also see the differences in how I shape my mouth and jaw. With the B version, the mouth is more closed and the jaw more collected. But with the A version, the mouth is more open and the jaw lowered. Neither approach is superior to the other, and we can use either or both depending on how we wish to color the vocal phrase and depending on our natural timbre and what's considered desirable in our genre or vocal style. Mixed voice, specifically a high or heavy chest mix, and belting can sound very similar, and they're often confused because they're built on the same foundation, a TA-dominant chest mix coordination. We also tend to modify our vowels in very much the same way for both. As a general rule, we tend to raise our first formant by modifying our vowels to those with the next highest first formant frequencies. If the terms formant and harmonic are unfamiliar to you, please check out my video that explains them. I just don't want to spend too much time discussing them today. We can raise our first formants by either actively modifying toward a given vowel sound or lowering the jaw and shortening the vocal tract. There are some other parts of the vocal tract setup that we can also adjust, but these two actions, actively modifying to another vowel, one with a higher first formant frequency, and lowering our jaw, are simply the most straightforward and intuitive. Raising the first formant allows us to keep our second harmonic at or below the first formant and effectively prevents the vowel from turning over into a second formant tuning or head voice. So when discussing contemporary styles of singing, I tend to talk about modifying our vowels in a way that's going to get us one step closer to belting. At some point I may record a video or two on belt technique, but that probably won't be for a while. Now I promise that I will also get into the specifics of vowel modification in a later video. I'll probably have to record separate videos for classical and non-classical styles because how we modify our vowels is different between them. For the most part, these vowel modifications happen automatically and passively whenever we're allowing for some flexibility of our instruments, adjustments of our resonance, and not locking into an overly thick muscular coordination or driving too hard with our breath. But many singers do find that actively modifying their vowels, knowing how and when their vowels should modify, helps them more successfully find these flexible adjustments. So that's why I'm recording this video and why I will spend more time discussing the specifics of vowel modification in a future series. Finding the right vowel for the pitch and dynamics is achieved largely through experimentation, and also knowing a little bit about which modifications to which parts of the vocal tract will yield which adjustments to which formants. When we're practicing our scales and vocal phrases, we really need to slow them down so that we can pay close attention to our vowels and find the right resonance tuning for them for the pitch and dynamics, as well as the quality that you're looking for. Always start with a gradual and gentle lowering of the jaw. Again, this is just the easiest manipulation of the vocal tract to manage and is also the most intuitive for singers. When making your adjustments, you might not be able to stop there at jaw lowering, but it's a good place to start. So now you have some idea of how to modify your vowels for assisting your mixed voice production and extending the range in which you can remain in a chest mix. In part 4, I'm going to wrap up this series and cover anything that I may have missed so far, and also talk about a few practical strategies for taking the coordination that we've been training through the exercises described in part 2, as well as these general modification concepts or approaches, and applying them to the songs that we're singing. I'm planning to record that video sometime really soon, so please stay tuned and subscribe so that you'll receive a notification when that video is up. Thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate those of you who tune in and listen to me babble about this nerdy science stuff. Now go practice your vowel modifications so that you'll be ready for part 4. See you soon.